Well, hello and welcome to our Q&A. We're not doing live today, that rhymes. And I hope this year has started out well for you. We'll go ahead and start with Helen Gay.
I have never heard of divinity or even seen it anywhere. Is it a bit of a nugget?
Yeah, divinity, it is a nougat, yeah. Like, that's a good description of it. I wonder if it's an old candy that you haven't heard of it before. But my mom used to make it, and I make it, and it's just really easy with eggs and egg whites. Just beat them up. What are your other kids' YouTube channels? Oh, okay. We'll have to post those below. You know, Davey and April, they have their family vlog. And April used to have, well, she still has it, but she doesn't add to it much. Hair 101. And
that's the one they got popular with.
That's one they started out with.
And they had way over 1 million.
And then they went into superheroes, and that... well, April and Davey and superheroes, and Davey's done Davey Train, and Johnny, him and his wife do healthy preparedness, and they talk about how to make home remedies in disasters and stuff like that. And
I was just looking at
how to do herbs.
Divinity, a nugget like confection
right.
Made with egg white, corn syrup, and sugar, and optional ingredients.
And it's really good. Some people don't like it. Some just say, "Oh, I can't stand the eggs."
That's a lot of work,
some people
isn't it?
no, not really. It's just you just take the egg whites and whip them up, and then put some cooked syrup in it, cooked sugar and water, and it's really good stuff.
See, so the other channels are,
and Jimmy Joe, Action Lab, and he does science things, and he's doing really well on his. And my daughters don't have one. My daughter Rochelle tried to start one up with how to do photography, but it never took. And
it's because everybody had a camera.
And Amanda and Julianne, they are on Facebook.
Oh no, they have their own business.
Yeah, they have their own business, and they're on Facebook, and just how they sell their stuff. Okay, Petra. How would you say that? Marovich.
Petra.
Oh, it says Petra. Yeah, Joe knows how to say them right. I was just with you on your live stream. Can I ask you a few questions here? We did live last couple of times with your next Q&A. The first is about your Papa O's ancestry. Do you have the knowledge where your parents' ancestors came from?
Talking to me now?
Papa O.
On my father's side, they were Polish-Ukrainian, and my grandmother spoke it. She spoke it to her children, that is my parents, but then it disappeared.
So Polish on the Wallace-Chuck side?
On the other side, it just goes back to England.
The Orgills?
Yeah.
Awesome. And
well, actually, and then from England, it probably came over from the French when they conquered England, and they ruled by the French for 200 years.
And the next is about missionary work. How does it work? Why some go and some don't? For how long? And did your kids go? And how you coped with them being away? Papa, his was 2.5 years.
It's kind of a custom in our church, and it goes back a few hundred years. And the parents pay for it, and actually it's a good time for the children to finish growing up.
And sometimes they pay for their own if they've saved up, but it's kind of rare. Because it's hard to save up. It's like $10,000. Now it's 400 and something a month to go, so it's kind of hard to save up for it, but some actually do. And why some go and some don't, it's a choice. The church really believes in
they're
choice.
Not required to go.
They don't have to go, yeah.
And it's not even that big of a custom, but it's just...
yeah. Well,
a lot of them want to go.
Oh yeah, they want to go. They want to go. They want to tell you about Jesus. They want to tell you about the restoration of the church. They want to tell you about Joseph Smith. They want to tell you about God. They want to tell you about the plan of salvation. What happens to you after you die? What happened to you before you we're born. What our purpose here is on earth, it's just exciting news, and they want to tell people. And the girls go for 18 months, the boys go for 2 years, and you just send the bishops. You have an interview with the bishop, which is the leader of the ward, and he sends a letter to the presidency, the prophet, and then they send a call back on where you're to go. So it's pretty exciting to get your to get your notice of when and where you're going to go. And Papa O, he went to Switzerland, the German-speaking part, and he was out for 2.5 years back then. And 4 of our kids went, 3 of our boys and 1 of our daughters.
And the other ones got married.
The other 2 got married before they turned of age.
They were girls. So.
Yeah, and the girls, boy, if you have an offer to get married, you take that. You don't go on a mission. It's because you just, you don't say, well, I'm going to go on a mission. You get married if you want. And
well, you can
Rochelle
go on a mission while you're married. But I mean,
couples.
You can get jobs where you're working together. And...
Yeah, couples. Like me and Joe, me and Papa O, we did a stay-at-home mission for 4 years. We did family home evening at the
State
prison. Yeah. And our sons, one went to Venezuela, one went to Mexico, one went to Cambodia, and our daughter went to Argentina. Good question. Okay.
So he lives in Croatia.
Croatia.
And that's why I knew it.
That's how you knew.
See, their language there is a Slavic language. That means it's related to Russian originally.
Yeah, he says, here in Croatia, I can see almost every day members of your church in missionary work, mostly Americans, so I was just wondering. I'm sure it's a great adventure and pleasure on one side, but on the other it's homesick, missing family, etc. Yeah, it is hard to send them off, but you put them in the hands of the Lord and you say, okay, God, you're in charge of them now for 2 years. And of course at home here we're praying. We are sending letters. Now they do phone texting, I guess, and it used to be the missionaries were only allowed to call home on Christmas and Mother's Day, and now they can call once a week and talk to their parents. I
have a question for Petra. See, I know Petra used to be called Yugoslavia, then they split into different ethnic groups.
You mean, oh.
Yeah. But my question is, how is your English so good? You must have lived in an English-speaking country for a while. I can tell from your English.
Yeah, Papa's really good at grammar in different languages, so he can tell. And so you have to see if you can answer that back.
He has a natural way, as if he were born in an English-speaking country.
Yeah, he might have been. Yeah, okay. It is really hard to send a missionary off, and you just put trust in the Lord, and they take really good care of them. When we send our missionaries off, they are sent to a couple, a husband and a wife, that are called mission presidents in that area, and they're like the mom and dad of those missionaries, and they're in charge of them to check on them, make sure they have the care that they need, make sure that they are taken well care.
Yeah, they have doctors to take care of them.
Doctors, and they're very well watched over. They're not just out there on their own, and they're always with a companion. They have area meetings. They have conferences where they all meet in the area. If there's an earthquake or a disaster or something, they collect the missionaries quickly, and they let the parents know that they're safe. They get the missionaries into a safe place if they have a warning ahead of time to get the missionaries out of there. And then the missionaries don't just leave and say, oh good, we're safe. They go back and they once the missionaries are safe and the earthquake's over or whatever disaster it was, they go back in and they help rebuild. They help, they do whatever they can to help service the people that they were assigned to, the country that they were in. And so it's a very well organized program. Yeah. And the money is made sure that the money is used for their food and their rent, and it's just very your children are very well taken care of. That are
And
sent
while
out
they're there, they do not date or go out with the opposite sex.
There's rules that they have to obey. They're there on a mission. They're there to represent the Lord and represent to get the word out there of what it is that they're out there for. So they're watched over very well. And they have to obey the rules, and if they don't, they get sent home. Okay, Arlene Greenbaum. How is Evie doing? She's actually doing really well.
You never know she has problems.
Yeah, Davey and April are on top of the game. Wow, I don't know if I would have been that, if I would have even noticed, but boy, they're right on top of it, and hopefully they could nip it in the bud and get this under control so that she doesn't have problems with it later on. But she seems to be jumping and hopping and skipping, and so she's doing really well. Hello later. Beautiful. Zaid looks like JJ. Yes, he does. Okay, at the moment I'm forgetting names of your children, not in the order. Rochelle, Amanda, Davey, Jimmy, Joe, and the other two. This is Johnny, and there's, let's see, Johnny, Rochelle, Davey, Julianne, Jimmy, Julianne,
Amanda.
and Julianne and Johnny are the two she's missing.
3, 4.
Yeah, we had boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. Johnny, Rochelle, Davey, Julianne, Jimmy, Joe, and Amanda. So you were just missing. But that's really good that you got 4 of them right.
And the spelling was good.
And the spelling, yeah, wow. Really, really good. And she says, please list the names. And I did in the comments below. And also she says she's been thinking about my mother, her youngest two, the 2 twin boys that died. The twin boys and the 2 little redheads. Oh, how she must have hurt all the rest of her days longing for them. Now they pray so they are united. Yeah, so now they're united. Mom gets to be with her twin boys. And that just, I was about 10 or 11 years old, and that just must have tore her heart. Yeah, you're right. They were 2 little red-headed boys, and they were buried in the casket together. And I just remember my mom just crying, and she almost died. She had toxemia. They were babies number 14 and 15, and she was in the hospital, barely made it to the funeral. We almost had the funeral without her.
Toxic usually means poison.
Yeah, it's a poison. It's not good. It's not good to have that. Okay, Shirley Newman.
They all did such a great job playing the piano. Beautiful granddaughter. Is she the oldest granddaughter? Mm-hmm. Merry Christmas, love you all.
Yes, that was a piano concert. Tyra, she's our oldest son's oldest child, and she's 18, and she's
quite gifted.
Very gifted.
She is playing pretty close to learn on her own to read music and classical music.
Yeah, she would play here at the house, and it's like
she was playing Pirates of the Caribbean.
Her body could catch up with her desires. Yeah. She could hardly wait to get her fingers to move as fast as she wanted them to, and hit the right notes. And it just was amazing to watch her talent just blossom.
And now she teaches a couple of Davey's kids.
Yeah, she teaches all 4 of Davey's kids, and she has, 22 students or something. So it's pretty amazing, and that would be Tyra. Okay, Grateful MC, always fun seeing you with your sisters. Nice that so many husbands were there too. I think this was McKenna's musical. Which of your sisters is McKenna's mom? Yeah, it was McKenna's, and that would be Elisa. She's the baby of the family, of my brothers and sisters.
She's a baby of the family, but in her 50s, right?
Yeah, she's 10 years younger than me, so she would probably be about 53 or 54. I can't even imagine her being that old, but she is. And let's see, love small intimate theaters like where you were when we saw the play. We were at Hale Theater, and I hope you have a nice day. Yeah, those the Hale Theater is so nice because it's just that small theater. No matter what ticket you buy, you've got a good seat.
But
it's
known well because they have more than one Hale Theater.
You know, there's two or three now, I think. Just family owned.
And it always gets sold out.
Yeah. People just love the live plays, and it's small, and the actors are right there.
See, what's different is normally you think of like an auditorium, there's a stage where they act and everything, but this is a nice circle of people all around.
The circle is really nice, so, and it's fun being right there, and the stage, they have it so it goes down or up, and where they can have somebody just go down and disappear. And then the new one they have, April and Davey, they went, I haven't been to the new one yet, but April and Davey got to have a tour, and it all has all the stuff up top also, and the stuff below. It's just amazing. Okay, Janet Friesen, how many grandkids do you have? We have 28, and one on the way will be here in April, so that'll be 29. 15 girls.
And that's James or Jimmy Joe.
Yeah, 15 girls and 14 boys, and the one that's in the oven cooking right now is a boy, and they haven't picked a name out yet. So right now we're just calling him Baby Baby JJ. Okay, Tara Babe 58. What was the thought for the adult gifts? A ladle, a flashlight, etc. Loved the blankets. Yeah, for the adult gifts, it was just whatever I could find on sale. There was no thought, no theme, nothing.
But they're a little above all of the dolls, though.
Oh yeah. I always try and get something that has to do with a disaster. You know, like, so if you're out of electricity, one year I gave them each a small generator. I gave them food storage. Give them flashlights that you can charge up just by your hand. We gave them a life straw where they can drink water out of a canal or a ditch through this life straw, and it filters it.
I still wouldn't trust it.
I know. The advertisement shows them drinking out of a toilet, but dogs drink out of toilets, so I don't know.
They don't die.
They don't die. And then I give them a flashlight that they can put on their head so that when the lights go out, you have some kind of a light. So there was no thought in that. Bella, Momma O, do you sell your blankets? You're so inspired. Thank you so much. No, they're just scraps of material that I have, and I just put them together and had some scraps of minky material, that really soft stuff, and then put it with our leftover jammies material, and just made the little blankets for the grandkids, and they love that. But nope, I don't sell them because it's just scraps, and it's not professional. It's just stuff I sewed together quick, and so I think I made 23 of them for the grandkids. The older kids I just...
Over a period of...
for Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah, with those little Smashmallow critters
that
we gave. I had a little blanket for them. Okay, why don't you read the next one?
Virginia Ligon. Are 8 passengers in April and Davey related? They have the same last name.
A lot of people think that Ruby and April are sisters.
Oh, they don't
but
have
they're not.
Same last name.
They don't have the same last name. 8 passengers. I don't even know what their last name is. I can't think what it is.
Yeah, their last name is not Orgill, though.
But a lot of people think that they're related, but they're not, because they look so similar, and they do a lot of things together, and sometimes they'll even dress alike, Ruby and April, without even knowing that the other one is going to dress like that. But that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. Okay, Debbie R. Hello, Momma O, and hi. First, hope you guys have a safe and wonderful New Year. Thank you, and you too. And all the gifts were so thoughtful. Thanks. And I was wondering how you made the kids little blankets. They're adorable. Yeah, I just out of scraps of material, just leftover stuff. I sew these minky blankets, and there's always a little bit of extra material.
Has she seen your new T-shirt blanket from Amanda?
That was I didn't do a DIY on that, but I did show it in the latest video. of the...
Just remind her about her about
Yeah, and I do have a DIY on t-shirt blankets that I make. I'll have to post that. But these that I gave for the grandkids, it's just scraps of material that I sew together. Because I don't like to throw... If it's a pretty good chunk of material, I don't like to throw it away. If I have a square, you know, I can cut lots of those squares out and make a blanket out of it. Okay, why don't you read that one?
This one here.
Debbie R.
Debbie R. Hello, Mama O. First, hope you guys...
Whoops, we read that. We read that one already. Christina T. Your mom was so pretty. Thank you. She really was. She
looked like
a movie star. As a child, she looked like Shirley Temple.
Yeah, Shirley Temple.
Yeah. I'm so curious about her life. From what you said, it was like a pioneer life. Did she have a biography? And thanks for sharing. Yeah, it was like a pioneer. Her childhood life
stories.
Yeah, she has journals that she kept, but she didn't. She doesn't have a biography.
Doing her journals?
When she was
after she got married.
After she got married, started having children. But her life before marriage, she lived in California for the first part of. She's born in California, and then they moved to Highland, where she met my dad, and then it was pretty much a pioneer life because of the outhouse and the no indoor bathroom and stuff.
No running water.
No running water. I think I was 12 when we got running water. My grandpa, my mom's dad.
But they had lots of animals that had running water outside. You had to turn on the tap.
Well, no, we had to carry buckets around. Then later on, my dad thought of hooking a bunch of hoses together, and we could just water the animals that way without having to carry buckets of water. Yeah. I thought, oh, good idea, hook hoses together. So he bought tons of hoses, I'd say 100 of them, hooked them together, because we had a 20-acre farm, and to get water out to the animals, it was a lot. We did it with buckets of water, and it was a lot easier with the hoses. I thought, why didn't you think of that sooner?
No, but basically just had, you had the chicken, the sheep and the goats.
The horses and the pigs.
You couldn't do it to where the horses and cows were, because they were in fields.
Well, they come in and drink water.
Yeah,
they don't just, there's no ditch for them to drink out. We have what you call a trough, and you fill that up. It's huge. It takes a couple hours to fill that up. It's like filling up a swimming pool. And then we would usually get the water out of that for the other animals.
Did you have good water pressure to do that? Or?
I suppose we had a well. Well. But her biography, she doesn't really have one, just life story. I mean, just journals. And it's fun to read her journals, and she would put pictures in them. My sister Sherry typed them all up and put them on discs for all us kids after Mom died.
That was the pictures, I think.
Yeah, and the pictures, and she typed all the words up too.
Oh.
So we can go back anytime and read those journals. And she kept a history of Highland, and she would, so she had a nice history of Highland. Okay.
Next one's a funny one.
Okay, Helen Gay.
Must ask.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. I think it was getting ready to shut off. Okay, Helen Gay.
Is the name Bubba a common name in the United States? Or is it a nickname? It sounds so funny to me, but
it does.
Unusual names do sometimes.
Bubba, Jordan and Bubba.
Isn't that a West Country Western?
There's Bubba's in a song, isn't it? An old country song. But I don't know if that's his real name. I always assumed it was a nickname. I'll have to ask Davey if that's his real name. It could be.
I'm going to Google it.
So it seems like I asked Davey once, is Bubba his real name? And I think Davey said yes.
Is Bubba a real name?
But Davey's always kidding around, and he's always, kidding around. And it is an unusual name. Okay, last one. Sandy Leonard, counting all of your medals. Whether they're place medals or participation medals, the trophies, how many events were involved. When you asked me that question, I went up and I went in and counted them, and there's about 50 medallions and trophies.
See, we did it over a period of 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, something like
and
that.
during the summer,
where we raced.
I would sign everybody up for races. About, sometimes there'd be twice a week, sometimes at least once a month during the summer.
Sometimes we did 4 a month, 3 a month. There's about a 3-year space there where we were doing a lot of running, a lot of racing. Like we've been running for 30 years.
And I started running when I was 45. Then I got my family into it.
Yeah, Joe got us started into Papa O. And the participation medals, they just started doing that the last 10 years, I don't know.
Well, they get more people to sign up.
Yeah, they can get more people to sign up. Boy, they have some nice participation medals there.
And if
everybody gets one.
It's usually over $20 just to sign up for the race.
Yeah, the longer the race, the further the distance, the more it costs.
And the higher the quality of T-shirt.
Yeah, like a 5K will probably be $15. Yeah. A 10K would be $35. A half marathon, it could be $50. A marathon could be $100 just to enter the race.
Because it takes so many people to organize a race. A lot of volunteers.
Yeah, and it used to be the only ones that would get anything would be first, second, or third place, first or second man or woman, and nobody else got anything other than the experience or the excitement of it. And a T-shirt, they'd always get a T-shirt. So it's nice to see how races have evolved.
They weren't common cotton T-shirts. They were either the best quality would be nylon, but they're usually polyester and really nice material.
And some races, people just organize them themselves, and some races are fundraisers.
Well, some have been around for years.
Some have been around for years, like the
Boston Marathon,
or the Deseret News.
Yeah, Desert News. Yeah.
Desert News, that's been around. That gets a couple of 4,000 runners, participants. People think it's fun. They love it. I hate racing. It makes me very nervous.
But she's still
I don't
fast.
get any sleep. I know, I just get really nervous. So I hate racing. I always hated it.
The first race she ever ran, I think you were down 7 or 8 minute mile. And then I'd say
6.5.
6.5.
6 minute mile.
And I think at one time she just kept getting good speeds and she'd never work out. And I'd say, how do you go so fast? She says, I just want to get the race over with. So I kind of hurried.
I would work out. I would run during the week, but I didn't work out as much as other runners.
No, some would do a minimum of 40 hours, 40 miles a week.
Yeah, and I was doing maybe 12 to 20 miles a week. But I don't know, I just maybe from being on the farm, or I was always running on the farm and stuff. So
you did.
And I did aerobics for 10 years, and then Papa O got me into running. He said I had the build of a runner.
Yeah.
Skinny, and so he got me, and I hated it. And he would sign me up for races, and I'd win them, and he'd sign me up for more, and I'd win that one. He'd sign me up for more, and I'd say, quit signing me up for races, I hate them.
One of our daughters, I entered her in a 10K when she was about 9 or 10 years old, and she was last person in the race, and crying.
Julianne.
And when she came in, they called out her name, because she'd won a ribbon for being...
A trophy, yeah.
And that was her trophy?
I think that was the Highland Fling. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, they used to give out trophies.
And today has run the Boston Marathon. No, the Boston Marathon.
Davey and Julianne have run.
And you have to be able to
marathon.
run the 26 miles, the full marathon. You have to be able to run it
for a girl
in around 3.5 hours.
And for a boy, 3 hours.
And the
qualify
the world
for a Boston
record
Marathon.
just barely broke 2 hours. Barely broke.
And I've never run a marathon, but Julianne and Davey, they've really taken off into running, and
2 of them have run triathlons.
Yeah, Johnny and Davey. Has Julianne done a triathlon? Anyway, that's kind of our running history. And they used to give trophies, and then they started giving medallions. I guess trophies cost too much, And then they started giving participation too. And they used to give, for the first man and first woman, they used to give cars away and, you know, all the money that people would put into the races to enter it, all that money would go to buy a prize for that first man or that first woman. And people, I don't think they liked that.
No, people would come from out of state.
They'd come out of state.
Because I remember one very famous runner, and I just happened to, I didn't know him personally, but I knew who it was. I said, "Is that so-and-so?" And they said, "Yes." And he says, "Well, the only problem with being a runner is you meet people and they say, 'So what do you do for a living?' He'll say, 'I run.'
I run.
And the person will say, 'Well, oh yeah, I run too.' I says, "No,
they actually do that. That's their living. They fly around. They travel from race to race because they know how fast they are. They know they can win it. And it kind of got unfair because people would fly in to win that car, and then they'd fly out to the next race. And you thought, wow. And I think runners were not entering the race because they said, well, what good is it? All the money just goes to buy that first place person.
I knew one runner here. He was the fastest in our Salt Lake Marathon that starts up in the mountains and comes down. And anyway, when I used to skate outside, I'd not run past him. I'd see him, ask him how he was doing and everything, and he said, "Oh, I'll be going to China." And I said, "Really?" He says, "They're paying my way." And since he was world famous for his times, they wanted him to be in the race so that other people would just come
and they
would
just pay him to be in the race, and then that would get other people to be in it. And our son Johnny, he was invited to be what do they call them, pacers, to help pace the other people. But anyway, that's kind of a little bit of lingo in the running world. We'll go ahead and close a couple quotes. Let us know if you want us to do another live. Maybe we could plan one around Valentine's or something, some special day where you guys can tell us how your year's going and how things are, what you think about Valentine's Day, or that's the only one I can think of that's coming up next. And comment below what your goals are for this year. Okay, let's go ahead and close with a couple of quotes.
Okay.
And tell us what goals you have done in the past that have been successful. The most common goals are losing weight, making more money, exercising better, eating better. Oh, you got one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
This is interesting.
Okay.
I think if you live in a black and white world, here it doesn't mean color of skin. It means it's either this
good
way
or bad.
Or that way.
Oh, black or white, okay.
Yeah, it's either this or that. You're going to suffer a lot. I used to be like that, but I don't believe that anymore. In other words, there's gray areas where you don't quite want to do this, you don't quite want to do that. You can find something right in the middle. Yeah,
that's good. Because I guess it depends on what you're talking about, what your interests are and stuff.
Interests and what your talents are.
Don't be afraid to fail. It's not the end of the world, and in many ways, it's the first step toward learning something and getting better at it. Failing is part of succeeding.
I love that. That's a good one. Did you make that up?
I made that up just now.
Failing
Momma O
is part of
succeeding. It's the stepping stones to getting across that river. And don't beat yourself up if you fail. I don't call it failing. I call it learning. And was it Thomas Edison? He said, "I didn't fail. I just found 1,000 ways to not do it, the light didn't work, electricity."
Who is that? The Wooden coach in California.
John Wooden. Yeah, what did he say?
One of his was, most people say it's either win or lose. There's nothing in between. And he said, no, I never say the word lose. I say win or learn.
Win or learn.
Learn what you did wrong, or learn how you can be better and faster by looking at other people.
And to beat yourself up, what's the use in that? Just say, gosh, now I know what not to do.
Yeah.
I won't do that one again, because I know. But anyway, we really appreciate it, and thank you for the new subscribers. And
we're going to start reading the new names.
Oh yeah, I was going to look the new names up and stuff.
We'll do it next time.
Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Remember to look for that rose. And I'm going to work on getting some cute t-shirts that say Momma O Sisters Club, and look for the rose, and get ways that a better way that we can find Papa O's books and my books and my CD, my music and my sister's music. Get that up there for you guys. And also our grandson Ethan has done some cute comic books for Davey and April. He chose a couple of their vlogs and made them into comic books. It's really cute. I'll put a post below on how you can get his comic books. Just really cute. He's been working on those for 6 months. And on Davey's YouTube channel yesterday, he said it was a surprise. And I said, I didn't know about it either. How could they keep that a secret? And they wanted to make sure Davey was okay with it before they told the family. So that's just awesome. And we ordered our book. We should be getting that tomorrow.
But it took a while to build the website.
Oh, yeah, to build the web. Johnny knows how to do that, how to make the websites and stuff. So maybe I can get some information from him. So thank you. And let's see how this year goes. And thank you and good night.
Good night.